today I want to show you an absolutely fantastic recipe for a low-carb shepherd's pie. That's right, you heard right. This is a low-carb shepherd's pie, and what I'm going to do is basically swap out the potato factor of a traditional shepherd's pie, and in this case I'm going to use a beautiful head of cauliflower. In this I'm also going to use a cheat, which is ketchup, but in this case I'm going to use a low sugar or no extra sugar added ketchup, which will add to the health benefits of this recipe, and it's going to be again fantastic. So very simply, to start us off, what I'm going to do is first preheat the oven 375 or about 180 degrees Celsius. Get that off and going. I've got a little bit of water here that I'm going to bring to a boil, and I'm going to start our cauliflower going. So for time management and to help kind of speed things and move things along, I'm actually going to break up the cauliflower into smaller pieces. All right, so now that that's out of the way, we got our oven preheating, we've got our cauliflower already working and it's steaming or boiling. Next part of this is the ground meat part, or the actual pie part. And for this recipe here, I'm using 1 pound of ground meat, and I'm using half a pound of ground pork and half a pound of lean ground beef. And just slowly start adding your beef, your ground beef and your ground pork to brown. As well, for this recipe, I'm using also 4 cups of chopped green beans. I love green beans. They're from my garden, but they're also adding a little bit of volume or substance to this dish without increasing the fat or the calories too much. All right, so now that our ground meat is actually working and it's going, we're gonna add now the onion. And for this, I'm gonna use 1 onion. So very simply, just gonna quickly just slice up an onion. Nothing complicated at all. We're going to take this, move it in here, so let it work with our ground meat in there, and just stir that around. Next thing to go in is a little bit of salt. Not that much, because there's already salt in the ketchup cheat that we're using, so you want to kind of be mindful of that. Leave it to taste. A little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Next thing to go in is a couple of cloves of garlic, and it works really well. Garlic goes with everything. So throw that in there just like that. Next thing to go in for flavor and for color is a yellow pepper. And for this, all you're going to do is push in the stem part and pull it out, and it'll literally come out with the seeds and all. And just take this and just clean it out, remove the seeds, and you'll be ready to go. And this yellow pepper, you can just coarsely just chop. Oh, let me get rid of this as well. It's kind of the fleshy part on the inside. So again, just very coarsely chop it up without losing a finger or a fingertip. Perfect. Take this, just move it in there just like that. Give that a quick stir in. So now basically we've added to our browning ground meat, we've added the onion, the garlic, and the yellow pepper. That's yellow sweet pepper, by the way. At this stage, if you want to kick it up a notch in terms of spiciness, this is where you want to add it. So you can add some, I don't know, chili pepper, you can add some sriracha sauce, whatever it is. For me, because I'm cooking now for a couple of younger people and I don't want them kind of bursting into tears, I'm just going to leave this sort of virgin, so that way it's just the way it is. The next thing to go in is 2 cups of chopped green beans. This is not only going to add a delicious flavor, but it's also going to add a little bit of body and texture to our shepherd's pie. Remember, this is a shepherd's pie that's kicked up a little bit. It's a twist, and it's guilt-free. So our green beans are in. So basically, everybody's in the pool right now. We're all having a good time here. Those are going to heat through. They've also been blanched before freezing, so they're not exactly 100% raw, the beans. So that's a time saver as well. So now, the next part of this. This is my cheat, ketchup. In this case, because I'm watching the calories and the carbs, I'm gonna add to this about 1.5 cups of low sugar ketchup. And along with my ketchup, I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup of water to kind of loosen everything up. Perfect. Just like that. There really is nothing to this now. And I'm just gonna stir this, kind of mix everything together. So now that my filling for my shepherd's pie is done, it's kind of simmering along. It's just about ready to go. I just want this to tighten up just a little bit. The next thing that I have to work on is the topping. And in this case, like we said, I'm using the cauliflower instead of potato. So all I'm gonna do here really is very carefully, without like burning myself. And for this, again, a little bit of salt will go into this, a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. So just imagine this as if you were doing mashed potatoes for the topping. And what goes fantastic with anything mashed, and that's butter. So for this, I'm using the equivalent of about 4 tablespoons of butter. In this case, salted, because salted makes everything taste better. And about 1/4 cup or so of cream. That's basically what's going to give us that fluffy luxuriousness. Let me give this a little bit of a stir here. Perfect. Our filling or our pie is done. So I'm just going to place this in here, just like that. Very easy. Spread it around. Let me just leave that over there. And turn that off, making me nuts. So here, let's just make this all nice and flat and even. So take this, I'm gonna move this over here for now, and I'm gonna grab my mash. And in this, I'm just gonna mash up my cauliflower. This actually smells like mashed or creamed potatoes with a fraction of the carbs. So now, I'm just gonna take this and empty this over our filling. I've made this before a lot of times, and I've never, ever had anybody complain or say that, you know what, it wasn't passable or they didn't like it. So just pack that, smooth it all down. Ta-da! How awesome is that? This, my friends, is now my version of a low-carb shepherd's pie. This will now bake into your 375-degree oven for about 25 to 35 minutes, or until the cauliflower mash on top becomes crispy and brown. My dear friends, this is the moment of truth. This is cooking now. My low-carb shepherd's pie has been out of the oven now for about 20 minutes, so it's had a chance to kind of come together, firm up a little bit, and it won't be hot as sin when I try this now. So basically, as you can see, it is fantastic. It turned out perfectly, and I can't wait anymore. I have to try this. I absolutely have to try this. Remember, for this we used the steamed and mashed cauliflower, and look at this. How many ways can you say gorgeous? I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope you guys try this. I really, really hope you try this, because this is really, really a very, very easy recipe, not complicated, and it's delicious. So until next time, hit the like button, please. subscribe, share this. Very easy. And you know what? You can help somebody get in shape, lose a little bit of weight, or you can just have a new recipe idea. It is a definite must try. So my friends, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.